Hi everyone, I'm PirateWalnut and here's how to carry as Mercy in Stadium. A rank reset has hit Overwatch again, and Stadium has become victim to it. So I'm back to climbing, but let's get right into it. Since we're against Sigma, I will not be opting for an AP build since Sigma can easily shut down AP Mercy with his bouncing spheres that constantly poke you out from range and cover, which makes Wambulance much harder to use. Instead, we'll be building into Weapon with Threads of Fate, which will give me a lot of value and money making abilities early. For items, we opt for Compensator and Weapon Grease to improve weapon, and Armored Vest, and I will say this again, do not buy First Aid Kit. You are already going to be healing through Sympathetic Recovery, so opting for armor will make you much more tanky than First Aid Kit. Especially against the enemy's comp, I really don't want to be taking too much chip damage because it'll open me up to getting dived by Genji, so I commit to one of the sides. Since I don't want Ashe alone, I opt to play with her and have Juno and Cass as my escape. The big thing for me is not to stay in the middle for too long as it leaves me open to both sides, so I make sure to do short GA so I can keep both beams up and so I can leave earlier when I need to. Ashe takes a terrible angle, and frankly, I really don't want to follow that into their spawn, so she can die alone. Sure, maybe she could have hit every shot and kill all 5 by herself, but if she dies, then I die, which means I miss out on cash, so I'd rather prioritize myself. My main priority in my positioning is to minimize the chance for Genji to dive me, so by positioning at this high ground, then rotating back to the hallway, it ensures that I can stay alive while still being able to support my team as they back up. Especially since the enemy is engaging hard, I mainly just want this Valk so I can keep everyone alive because I know my team can turn this around once the enemy has no abilities. I should be playing around cover more. With the enemy Sigma ulting, I make sure to damage boost Cass since the enemy won't be able to shield his ult, which means tasty cash for us. After that fight, you can really see how much staying alive can do for your cash, and not only am I the top 1% Bezos in this lobby, my team is also very rich since they were alive to do more damage. I make sure my beam is still connected to Cass since I hear Genji on the right. Definitely could have stayed with him instead of Ashe so we can get a better beam, but it works out in the end. Since Ashe is actively peeking, I stay with her. The enemy walks up and I position here so I can still beam Sigma and Cass if we can salvage this fight. Unfortunately Cass dies, so I take that as my time to leave. If only Sigma did that too. To be honest, she definitely could have lived like me and Juno, but does my opinion matter? I am a Mercy main among other things. That fight they used a lot of ults such as Ashe and both support ults. Because of this, I should expect Blade and Flux to come out in these fights, so I want to try and play a bit split to not get caught in the crossfire. This corner is super safe for me since it's hard for Genji to approach me and also blocks LOS from everything. There, the Blade comes out and, well... Once I get Valk, I try to keep Sig up with the help of Orbital, or at least have Sigma die in a better spot so I can res easily. After that, it's basically just live and click my buttons until I get paid from the enemy. I could have went with Cass. Could have maybe got some extra cash, but it is more risky since if they get a touch and Cass dies, then I will more than likely die right after, which will instantly lose us the fight. Staying with the team here is the safer option and is what you should do 95% of the time. We have a lot of cash to work with, so I'm looking to buy weapon to try to push our cash lead more, since I'm not having an issue with surviving. You'll see me testing out aftermarket firing pin and advanced nanobiotics to see how much cash I would have left. And because the next item after these two items are not effective with Mercy's staff, I opt for just raw stats with talent modification module and icy coolant. I could have gotten advanced nanobiotics instead of icy coolant to be able to get adrenaline shot, but since the health packs are not really in spots I will use frequently, I opt for more weapon power. Filling every item slot should be your main priority most of the time since it will give you more stats, but item quality is also super important, so always make sure the items you are buying are actually going to be used effectively in game. Yeah, that's unfortunate for Ashe. This res was fine, a bit slow and very risky. Not necessarily for where I did it, but mostly since my team was taking a lot of damage, and if they died during the res, then I would have given more cash to the enemy. Ashe hitting a big dynamite and my DPS getting stuck there is unfortunately a situation I can't help. I do think I could have just let Sigma die quicker so he could catch the same respawn and have a quicker regroup. I do make a bit of cash from healing, but we lose a lot of time because he was kept alive longer than he should have been. Probably should play a bit closer to Cass to stay in LOS. Thankfully he didn't go too far, but this could have ended badly. This Valk was very bad. Does get me out of a bad situation, but I get no value out of this. Definitely could have waited for when we got a kill to Valk and potentially deny the Mercy res with my pistol, or just holding Valk for the next fight. I'm positioning far out to keep my distance from their Genji, and well, the enemy definitely delivered, and playing on the outside allowed me to escape easily. This round is basically over, but the biggest thing for me is to not give my bounty, so I just need to live. I think I could have just flown backwards to get out of range, but I think this GA is not terrible. At the end of the day, it did keep me alive.
Let's check the standings. 1. Quite the performance from these superstars. Coming up next, who's ready to start the push?
For round 3, I choose Crepuscular Circle because this power is just super good, and since I'm getting Valk quickly. For items, I pick up Chain Evoker, especially with everyone's power spikes happening this round, having the extra survivability will help a lot. This also helps me get Valk quicker, which will help me proc Crepuscular Circle quicker.
3, 2, 1. Capture the objective.
Stay aware of your needs. Damage intensified.
The objective goes live in 10.
You call it?
Usually, I like positioning on the right side since it has a lot more cover than the left, but with the way my team is positioning, I must go left instead. And while I get burned by Ashe, because I'm with my Juno, I can stay safe. Once we are able to push, I really want to make sure I keep my 2 beams up, and seeing that we have a good advantage, I make sure to beam both DPS.
Pushing our barricade up.
Enhancing your strength.
One thing you should do is make sure you are beaming the person that is taking the most damage, which is usually the person who is more pushed up. I first start with Cass and then beam Ashe when she's in front, which allows me to effectively keep them both up. Once their Mercy is dead, I can confidently hold damage boost until all of them are dead.
Step right up. That's a bounty secure.
Amplifying your power.
To be honest, I thought Cass was gonna go high ground, so I didn't beam him, but he just wanted to walk around, I guess.
They're in the home stretch.
As soon as I see the enemy commit, I Valk knowing that the enemy won't be able to match it and take out the trash. After that, I prioritize Bob so I can walk up and, well, I guess they're all dead.
Building the barricade.
If a fight breaks out, I usually like positioning here on the right or on the left with the blue boxes, wherever my team is gravitating towards.
Here's our score. 2-1. Let's have a look at our MVPs. Next up, the teams are facing off in Clash.
For round 4, you can see me bouncing between two different buys through buying both Amari's Antidote and Heartlight Accelerator, or just buying Amari's Antidote and keeping my blue items. While yes, I could have used all my money by buying both epic items, in the end I would end up with less effective weapon power since I won't always have a Heartlight Accelerator fully stacked up. I do also play with the idea of buying 3 rare items through purchasing advanced nanobiotics, but that would also leave me with less weapon power, so I opted to keep Icy Coolant and Talent Modification Module, and then sell Armored Vest to purchase Amari's Antidote.
3, 2, 1. Commencing attack on objective B.
Your strength. Sit down. Got it. Angel at your shoulder.
This back area is pretty much the only area I want to stay in for a while, especially since if the Genji wanted to go for me, then he would have to hit Ashe or Cass before reaching me.
The objective is now active.
Yeah, thank God I'm back here. Cass is taking a very aggressive angle, so I shift my focus to Juno and Cass to make sure they stay alive. Yeah, that lag spike was bad, but moving back always works. I'm planning to get Valk since I know my team can win this once I ult. One thing to always remember is to make sure you are still in range of your teammates when using Trap Circle, and always make sure to go back when necessary, especially if the enemy Mercy goes for something funny. You may also realize, wow, you are not hitting any shots, and well, you're correct. But since I have infinite bullets, who actually cares? As long as they die in the end, it doesn't matter to me. Mainly playing up because 1, I'm greedy, and 2, because I know I can maybe get another Valk if I get some ult charge from damage boosting. Just making sure I know my escape route if Ashe magically dies.
And they take the objective. They're advancing to objective C.
Yeah, maybe I should pay attention to the floor. I should be beaming Bob with my second beam so I can get free ult charge from damage boosting. This position is very bad, and I should be in the back instead of here if the Genji had money, but he is poor, so he isn't that much of a threat. To be honest, with us having kills, I just need everyone alive so I can get Valk for this next fight. With this Valk, I mainly just need to beam my teammates while forcing the enemy, mainly their Ashe, off of the other angle so my team doesn't get hit from multiple angles. I don't necessarily have to hard chase for these kills, but just do enough for the enemy to put themselves in a bad spot. In general, especially on Mercy, don't overcomplicate what you do, because all you need to do is just make less mistakes and you'll generally do so much more on Mercy.
Some intense competition this round. Coming up, time to face off in control.
For round 5, I'm split on 2 powers, Renaissance and Triage Unit. At the moment, I don't feel that I need more healing and want more individual power, so I move towards choosing Renaissance. Because I choose Renaissance, I want to make sure I can live to do these reses, so I pick up Nebula Conduit and a Gundamu Reduction Field to give me the tankiness to live through these reses. Yes, I sacrifice a good amount of weapon power for this, but this will ensure that my powers will go off. I then take Advanced Nanobiotics since this item is just that good for Mercy and compensator for extra weapon power.
3, 2, 1. Capture the objective.
I am empowering you.
I see that my Juno is kind of going for a more DPS heavy playstyle, so I opt to stay close to Ashe and Sigma in order to keep them up and also support Juno if I need to.
Goes live in 10.
Boosting your damage.
Deadlock gang set their finest for that play.
Over here. Checking in. Feeling more powerful?
mainly playing in this area since I'll have options to escape and also get away from the random stadium damage you may take in that hallway. Caswell takes a truckload of damage, and knowing that there's going to be a lot coming, I just wait for Bob to pass so I can quickly res and do my thing. This GA in Valk is really bad. We are definitely winning the fight, and I could have saved this Valk for next fight, but I might as well get some use out of it and get some pistoling done. I do make sure not to play too far up since I know the enemy is about to respawn, and I may not have GA targets if I go too far out. Yeah, if I hit the super jump res, it would have been great, but I'm bad. I do think I could have just waited for an easier res to proc Renaissance. My main goal is to keep my team alive, mainly to get ult charge, but also since I believe we could walk out of point and regroup quickly. Now unfortunately, my Juno did not want to live, and does run into every enemy projectile and die. But she does die in the resable spot, so I could actually not mess up this res. And by then, this game is basically over. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna start streaming on Twitch again on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 5 PM PST. And if you're watching this the day it comes out, I will be streaming at 5 PM PST today, and I hope to see you there. Also make sure to follow my Twitter for more updates on streams and uploads in the description below. Thank you again, and until next time, bye bye!